So multi-dimensional array or two-dimensional array. So what is a normal array? How is a normal array? You have only one line, right? So for example, the numbers 1, 7, 3, 6, 4. Okay, this is elements in a one-dimensional array. Okay, what are the positions of each of these elements now? This one is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now in a two-dimensional array, we will not only have, see, this is only columns. First column, second column, third column, fourth column, fifth column, or 0 to 4. These are the columns. In a two-dimensional array, you will have columns as well as rows. Okay, so now if you look at the rows, then what we have right now is the 0th row. In index, if you see index wise, this is the 0th row. So we'll have 1, 2, 3. We can have like this multiple rows. Is that clear? Okay, so say I put some values: 7, 2, 8, 6, 5, whatever. Okay, and you can fill it up like that. Now, how do we initialize or declare? How do we declare a one-dimensional array? Not initialize, declaring. How do we declare? Suppose I want to name the array A. So how do I declare an int A bracket equal to new int? In this I'll put the size. Say size is 10. Right, this is how we declare a one-dimensional array. So to declare a two-dimensional array, we'll call it B. So in B, you have to put two brackets like this. So this shows that it's a two-dimensional array. Okay, equal to new int, and now we can set the rows and the columns. Yeah, should be first for the rows, second for the columns. Okay, so say here we have how many rows here? 3 rows. So we'll put 3 over here, and then the columns here. How many columns we have? 5. Oh, actually, wait. The rows are how many? 4 rows, and how many columns? 5 columns, right? Okay. Yeah, so 4 rows and 5 columns. This is how we declare a two-dimensional array. Declaring part is clear? Okay. Next, how do we take inputs from the user? For a one-dimensional array, how do we take input? Okay, a of I is equal to sc dot next int. This statement should be written where? Inside the for loop, right? So we have a for loop. A for loop will go from 0 till L or whatever the array's length is, right? So suppose it's, so let's look at this example. That is less than 5. There are 5 elements in the array. There is 0 to 4. So we have to give I is less than 5. So it will go to 4. I plus plus. Okay, and inside this is where we're taking. This is how we take input for a one-dimensional array. For a two-dimensional array, look at the positions now. Okay, this 1 is called, it's in the 0th row, 0th column. This 7 is in 0th row, first column. So 0, 1. 3 is in 0, 2. This one 0, 3, and so on. You understand? So this number 8 will be 1, 2. Okay, so that is how the positioning is. So when we're taking an element, the first element, we have to take it in 0, 0. The next element is in 0, 1. But we have to take rows. Yeah, first row like this we'll take, then the second row like this, then the third row like that. So one row at a time you'll be taking. In the first row you'll take all the columns, then in the second row you'll take all the columns. So again we need 2 for loops. One for loop to control the rows, that is the outer for loop, and the inner for loop is to control the columns. Okay, so here for single dimensional array we just had one for loop, but now for two-dimensional array we need 2 for loops. Okay, like this. ing. So I will control the number of rows, just like pattern programming, same thing. Okay, so here how many rows are there? 4 rows, that is 0 to 3. So I starts at 0, I is less than 4, I plus plus, and j starts from 0, j is less than 5, j plus plus. Inside this you will take a of I j, like this, is equal to sc dot next end. So first time you're taking values in where I is 0, j is 0, so 0 0. Next time I will remain at 0, j will go 1, so you're taking 0 1. Next time 0 2, then 0 3, then 0 4, so that you're taking all the values for the first row. Afterwards I will become 1. Yeah, then you close this, so then I will become 1. So then you'll take 1 0 1 1 1 2 1 3 1 4. Do you understand? So this is the input part of taking a two-dimensional array, and then you're processing an output. We'll see that afterwards. So did you get this much? So I've compared both a one-dimensional array. How do you declare it? This is the declaration part, and this is the input part. Okay. After this, we will see what processing we have to do, how to do it, and how to do the output. We'll do the question that you got in your exam. Okay. So now the question in your prelims. Okay. Listen to it. Write a program to declare integer type two-dimensional array. That's what we also did, right? Integer type, right, is integer int two-dimensional array of size 3 by 4. That means 3 rows, 4 columns. But they corrected it, right? Yeah, that's better actually, because otherwise the diagonals won't come correctly. So they changed it to 4 by 4. Okay. Anyway, we'll do it with our 4 by 5, whatever we have made. Okay. All right. So and then print and find and print sum of the left diagonal and the right diagonal. You have to find sum of the left diagonal and the right diagonal. So what is left diagonal and right diagonal? Left diagonal, yeah, left diagonal is all these numbers 1 2 2 7. This is left diagonal. If it's a proper 4 by 4 array, it will correctly reach the corner. Okay, but since this array is not a square array, it is a rectangular, that's why it's not coming properly. Okay, but we can still do with this. And right diagonal will be from where? Here, right, till 11. This will be the right diagonal. Okay, so now how do we find the sum of the left diagonal and the right diagonal? What will be our code? So look at the positions. What is the position of this 1? 0 0. 2 1 1. This one 2 2. This one 3 3. You understanding? So how do we need to add 0 0 plus 1 1 plus 2 2 plus 3 3. In other words, a of 0 0 plus a of 1 1 plus a of 2 2 plus a of 3 3. Okay, so we need a for loop. Yes or no? Without for loop also you can simply write sum is equal to a of 0 0 plus a of 1 1 plus a of 2 2. You can do this also, right? Will it work? It'll work, but you need to put it in a for loop so it'll look good also. Plus, what if you don't know the size of the array? Then we don't know how much we have to go, right? So if you have a for loop, then it'll do that sum for you. All right, so we need a for loop. For loop will go from where to where? Huh? 0 till, okay, length of which array? See, now we have to do this in one for loop itself. Even though it's a two-dimensional array, in one for loop only you have to add all this 0 0 plus 1 1 plus 2 2 plus 3 3. Now fortunately you can see here 0 0, both same numbers, 1 1 same numbers. We don't need j, we can do I only, because it's the same alphabet, same number, no? But it is row and column. You just have to put two brackets, but what you put in the two brackets can be anything. For a row and column you just need to have two brackets like this. Okay, so I'm going to do this with one for loop itself. So say the size, here we are going 0 0 1 1 2 2 3 3. So I should be less than 4, I plus plus. Now inside this for loop, I'll give s is equal to s plus, that is to add the sum. S plus what? A of, not method power. We're just adding this. A of I. We need to have two brackets, no? Because it is a two-dimensional array. Two-dimensional arrays have to be mentioned with two brackets. One-dimensional array, one bracket. So when I is 0, what is this here? A of 0, 0. See, that is this position. Then when I becomes 1, this will be A of 1, 1. That is this number. And that goes on till the end. Do you understand? Well, ask it out.
I for row.
See, it's not that I is for rows, J is for column. There's nothing like that. It's not compulsory. The compulsory part is what? You need to have two brackets. That's the only main thing. Okay. So right now, fortunately, both the brackets have the same numbers. Right. So we just need one alphabet, I. If it's different, then we need to make a formula to have two different numbers. We'll see that when we're doing the right diagonal, we'll have different numbers. Okay. But can we use two for loops or one for loop? We have to use one for loop only, because in that one for loop we are just adding all the different values, so it has to be in one for loop. Even if the numbers are different, you need to have one for loop only to add or do any calculations. Okay, for taking input we'll have two for loops, so that it is more understandable for the user to take the input. See, first he will give this 1, then 7, then 3, so row by row he can give input when you give two for loops like this. I mean, you need to give two for loops. For input, you have to give two for loops. But processing here, we have to do it with one for loop. Okay, did you understand the left diagonal, how we did it? Okay, now right diagonal will be a little more complex. Okay, so right diagonal, let's look at the positions. So what is the position of this number? 0, 4. Okay, I'll just write it over here. So first is 0, 4. Next, 1, 3. Correct? Next is 2, 2. Next is 3, 1. So what's happening is 0, 1, 2, 3. First numbers are increasing and the second set of numbers decreasing. So 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, how do we do this now? In the most simplest form. I just need to confirm. I don't know if we can give I and J in one for loop itself. We can actually. I'll show you how that. Let me just see. Even I have not used it before. Okay, so as I said, you need how many for loops? With one for loop only. With one for loop, you have to do this whole sum. So in that one for loop only, you need to somehow get 0, 4, then 1, 3, then 2, 2, 3, 1. Okay. So which means we can't use I and J. We have to use I only for both of this. Okay. So let us give I the first values here. That is 0, then 1, then 2, and then 3. So these are I values. So your for loop will go from 0 till less than 4. Same like this. Okay, starting at 0, less than 4, I plus plus. Okay, now inside this we need to do our magic. Okay, we need to somehow get 0 and 4. So sum is equal to sum. Okay, we can't give s now because s is already used here. Okay, let's give s1, or we can use rows, left diagonal ld, right diagonal rd, some variable that you want you can use. Okay, for now we'll just use s1. Okay, so first time, what is it? A of, what are your two values? First has to be I, correct? Your first position is always I, no change in that. What to give here for the second number? So first time it is 4, next time 3, next time 2, next time 1. Yeah, so it has to be something related to I. Okay, now remember your the 0, 1, 2, 3, those are the rows, and this 4, 3, 2, 1 is the columns, right? Okay, so the rows, first time you're in the 0th row, that means the 0 row. And what is the column number? 4. Where is this 4 stored? Okay, we didn't store it anywhere, we directly put it. Okay, so I'll put 4 over here. Okay, but second time, what if I give 4 minus I? See if this works. Look, first time what is I? 0. So that is 0 and 4 minus 0. See, when I is 1, when I is 0, your numbers are 0 and 4. When I becomes 1, so first number is 1, second number is 4 minus 1, which is 3. This is how it works. When I becomes 2, then first number is 2, second number is 4 minus 2, that is 2. When I becomes 3, first number is I, that is 3, second number is 4 minus I, that is 4 minus 3, which is 1. Did you see how it works? All of you got it? So we have to put 4 minus I over here. Now, these numbers will change based on your question. For example, sometimes in the question, they will not tell you what size of array to use. If they tell you what size to use, then you know the size is 4 by 4. So then I will start from 4. But sometimes in the question, they'll tell you, take the size from the user. What if they tell you to take the size from the user? Then you have to ask the user, enter the number of rows, R. Enter the number of columns, C. Then when you create an array also, here you'll have to give what? New int R, comma, R and C, the rows and columns, what the user gives. Okay. And then here also you'll have to put, instead of 4, what you'll have to put? R or C? C, because this 4 is the number of columns. Okay. But if there are, here how many columns are there? 5 columns, but you need the number 4. So you'll have to give R minus 1. Sorry, C minus 1. Because C is what? 5. And are we starting at 5? 4, no? So you'll have to give what? C minus 1 minus I. Here you'll have to give C minus 1 minus I. Understood? What is C in this case? C is not, C is 5. The number of columns is 5. But we need to start at 4. So that's why C minus 1 to get 4. And then the minus I. Is that clear? Okay, so this is when is if you don't know the number of rows and columns and you're taking it from the user. But here, since we know, we're directly giving 4. 4 because 4 is the last index. Got it? Okay, so write down, yeah, this is the code for finding the right diagonal.